What is going on, guys? It's Gator here, Life with Gator. We're out here in the snow and the cold with an important announcement to make. We have a winner for the winter project. It is, in fact, the go-kart. Now, I don't think this will take me all winter. It may, but I don't think so. So if it doesn't, we'll have to do another. We'll narrow it down to between the Blazer, the snowblower, and the 185. So we're going to get this thing into the garage. We'll get started on it and we'll go from there. Alright, so now that we're in the garage, mind you, there is no heat in here at the moment. We are going to get some sort of heat set up within the next week or so. And so anyway, let's take a little closer look at this thing and what the plans are essentially. So what we got to do is we're going to have to raise the steering wheel up. And how I'm going to do that, I'm not sure yet. All the snow's got to melt off. We're going to have to make some adjustments to the frame down there. And we're going to have to make this a little taller so that someone who is a grown adult can fit on this, because we were teenagers last time we did anything on here. Steering wheel setup's fine though. That'll be alright. Front tire setup should be alright. Gonna have to somehow align it though, because the wheels aren't perfectly aligned anymore. She sustained a couple of wrecks. Moving into the back here, just gonna pull this engine off. We'll see how this chain looks and everything, and kind of go from there. It needs a new clutch, because the clutch right now just kind of grabs right off rip. So there's that. The throttle cable needs to be replaced. As of right now, you start it and sometimes it's full throttle, sometimes it's not. I scun up my knee pretty bad in summer, so, or not my knee but my leg. After that whole situation, we're going to change on the oil, because I'm sure that's never been changed since it was new. I don't think I ever have. So we're going to do that. We're going to wire up some sort of kill switch that's not behind you, so that if something is going awry and you need to kill the engine, you can just reach to either side of you and kill the engine that way. So we'll figure that out. Now this brake system is not in good shape. The shoe material is actually falling off of it. So what we're going to do for that is, I think possibly I'm going to get it some sort of disc set up with the caliper. I think that's going to be our best plan of attack for that. So get rid of this rod, and you know, it's going to be hard to find a setup with the shoe, I believe. So if we can just take this whole setup off, we got a keyway here ready on a brand new axle that I put on here about 5 years ago. So I guess it's not really brand new anymore, but put that all on, get that set up. On the engine side of things, I don't think we have too much to worry about. It's just a Harbor Freight Predator 212 engine. I think I mean, it runs fine. Everything else seems to operate fine. So we're going to leave the engine side kind of where it's going to be. Now the frame, as you can see, has seen much better days. It's very rusty. Like I said in the previous video, it was sitting out in a field for years, 5 years to be exact. So I think if I can get this seat off, which I'm going to have to see how that all comes apart and how, you know, it's off on the back here, but if I can get the seat off, you know, take all the other parts off, like the bearings there, you know, if I can kind of strip this frame down after I do my modifications to the wheel here to make it tall enough. I was thinking about either doing some sort of sandblasting, possibly, or even attacking it with a wire wheel, but I think sandblasting might be the way to go. If I can get some sort of cheap sandblasting unit that'll work, that's going to be the go-to. Like you can see, we got snow, which I'm not really all that excited about. Doesn't make me all that happy, but we did get snow. I do have some sort of stand to put this on underneath my table there. That'll work just fine. Yeah, so I think what we're gonna have to do up here is cut this off the frame and kind of change the angle a little bit. And that might change the angle of our tie rods here, but I do believe that everything is going to be okay with that, because it's all, you know, if it turns a little bit, we just got to align it and it'll be all right. Might dig into the kingpin here, even though it seems to turn all right, might dig into that as well, depending on how it all comes apart. Back here should all come apart fine. you know, just because of the fact that it's all relatively new. Like I say, we'll get the engine off, we'll change the oil, determine the condition of the chain. That should be okay. Get a little oil on that, it'll come around. Sprocket is obviously okay. Braking system needs to be all the way gone through. Thinking about something along the lines of a caliper setup with, you know, a rotor instead of the old shoe system. Gonna have to figure out something for the front fenders, because it was nice to have them on here and rest your leg up against them. And one of the supports on this side has fallen off. So, gonna have to figure out something. We might go with the old style 5-gallon pail again, you know, just to kind of keep the nostalgic factor of it alive. But yeah, so if you guys like what you see and you want to see more of this, we're gonna dive way deeper into this as we start ripping it apart and seeing what you know, 18-year-old me, or you know, 17, 18-year-old me and my buddy did to this thing back in the day, and how far it's fallen from sitting, you know, for so long. But yeah, if you like what you see, remember to like and subscribe. Show your friends, show your family. Let's grow this channel together, and we'll see you in the next one.